I'm Jed Emert. I've probably been around racing my entire life. I think the story goes that my first race was when I was about 10 days old. My mom took me to see my Uncle Richard. So I raced go-karts, and I've got to thank, obviously, my whole family for getting me into it. It started out as just something like I'd go in the field and ride my go-kart for hours and hours and hours. And we've got a lot of help along the way. You know, Jimmy Owens helped me. He bought me one of my first go-karts, and that helped us so much, and we won a track championship with it. Jimmy O told me something a long time ago that I often forget. When you race go-karts with the best guys in the country, you get frustrated, you get down when you don't make shows, you miss shows, and I shouldn't be that way. I forget who I am. And when Jimmy gave me that go-kart, he told me, he gave me some advice. He said, Jed, he said, this may take you far. He said, it may not do anything for you. He said, but don't forget. He said, just remember who you are. He said, don't forget where you came from. And that's something that oftentimes when I sit down, we'll be having what I feel like's a bad night, whether it be a fifth place finish, where other people that finish behind me would be tickled with that. That's really something that stuck with me. Like I say, I do forget it sometimes. I have to remind myself. But Jimmy he's been a big influence on me as far as, giving me that advice. I mean, that's something and the other people that come into the sport that ask me for advice, I tell them the same thing, just don't forget who you come, don't forget, that it's all about fun. When you do run the national series or run the big races, and, you're going to have your moments of glory, like us winning the nationals, and you're going to have your moments of struggles, and all in all, I mean, I'm just great. I should be grateful to have the opportunity when, in the end, if we don't make the show, I'm frustrated, or if we don't run well, I'm frustrated. Where other people would love to have the opportunity I have. We race all across the country. We're actually probably going to start this coming season, 2013, at Screven the Screven Motor Complex, I think that's what it's called, but Gamecock Speedway in Screven County, Georgia. It's a nice place, and we'll start in February, and we'll race as much as possible till Thanksgiving weekend. That's a good thing about go-karts is, there's always, you could race year-round if you wanted to. There's indoor racing, and it's kind of, we try to pick and choose our battles, because we are a well-funded team, and we do have enough sponsors to go places. But also we have to remember about family, not forget our family, and spend family time, because a lot of times you spend 3 months straight racing, and then you get frustrated, and you just need a break. And sometimes that's what you have to have. You just spend time with family, and remember, that's just for fun. When you spend those weeks after weeks working on stuff and just going racing, it loses its fun. And but I'm really thankful for everybody that's believed in me and gave me the opportunity. Jimmy Owens didn't have to give me a go-kart, and Ray Ferguson didn't have to jump on board and help me out, but it's people like that's, stood behind me even when we've struggled, that have really helped me through my career, my life, really, and make me a better person. I mean, I'm 18, but I feel like I've learned lessons that you're supposed to learn when you're 40. One of my most memorable wrecks, one of them, is probably just recently at Thanksgiving at the Indoor Nationals. We were qualifying, and I flipped in qualifying, got into the wall, and over I went. That's probably one of the more embarrassing moments of my racing career. Of course, what do? They stopped qualifying for me, and you can hear the announcer talking, and it's just, what do you do but laugh, because you want to cry, but I took advice from Jason about flipping and qualifying. I know he done it one year at Cleveland for the Gobblers. So, number one, I think, make sure you're having fun. If you do make something of it, and you do start winning races, and don't forget you're just there to have fun. I mean, I forget that so many times. And I sometimes get frustrated with myself because I do forget. I allow myself to forget, and that's the biggest thing, is it's fun. And don't spend every last dime you have. I mean, if it's something you love, that's great, but like I said, there are more important things in racing, and I feel like I've watched so many people do it. They love it so much, and they want to do it, and they spend every last dime they have, and you just need to be yourself. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Don't. And I'll be honest, I've sometimes I put on a show sometimes. You know, something will happen on the racetrack and I'll smile, but it's the second I get to the trailer, my family hears how I really feel. You can't do it by yourself. There's nothing I've done that I could have done by myself, ever. I apologize when I finish second. You know, it's not about that. You know, I apologize to people that come watch me when they're just there to watch me and have a good time. And I think, you know, just thank people for coming, be appreciative of people, and you know, good things happen to good people. And if you just keep your head on, you know, and mind your P's and Q's, and you know, don't get me wrong, everybody makes mistakes, but if you limit your mistakes, you can go far in life and in racing. So that's my advice. I think that would help anybody. During the off season, I guess we kind of regroup, so to speak. You know, we make sure, just get everything cleaned up. You know, spend time with family. That's a big thing. You know, spend time with my girlfriend. Spend time, you know, having fun. You know, doing stuff that you can't do during the race season. I mean, that's what the off season's about. You know, you can there's two ways to go about the off season, in my opinion. You can either enjoy it and then be refreshed for the race season, or you can stress about the next season and be, you know, and make it your life, I guess. You know what I mean? Actually, it is your life, but make it so stressful where it's not fun. And I think everybody needs an off season. It's called the off season for a reason. You know, you don't need to be worried about next year. It'll come. It'll be here soon enough. You know, next year we're going to race go-karts some, and I hope that we get to maybe climb in a late model or two and, you know, just go have fun. You know, I really, you know, Jimmy's given me the opportunity to get in his late model twice, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I've had a blast, and hopefully you know, people know who we are. You know, when we unload, people go, "You're going to have to watch Jed. You know, he's going to be good today." You know, when I roll on the racetrack, people's going to have a stopwatch seeing how fast we're going.